So you brought up the word victim as well. What, and it ties back to the personal liberation plan, what can individuals who feel themselves being pulled into victimhood, or people who have been victimized by an act of violence, something they weren't expecting, something that they couldn't prevent, it happened. Either way, that subtle victimhood or the dramatic outer forces took over, how do they begin to reclaim and liberate?
Well, again, I think they have to look at the situation. I make a dramatic difference between if somebody's been physically assaulted, if they are, that is a victim. If somebody comes up and hits you over the head with a bat, you're a victim. If somebody, like I said, comes up and simply says something about you, that they don't like you, then you make the decision as to being a victim or not. If somebody hits you, you don't.
Someone else chose it.
Yeah, somebody else chose it.
Versus how I'm choosing to respond or react to what the interaction is. And that's a really important distinction, though. Let's pause on that before we race by it. It's well ingrained in your understanding of the way that the world works.
Yeah.
What this is really about is being conscientious, living life consciously to say to oneself, can I do something about this? And as I learned at the academy, even with a gun up against the back of my head, there was a skill I could learn to get the gun away from the bad guy and work to regain control of the situation. There is always a choice.
Yeah.
And that's the foundation upon which I think individuals buying into that victim mentality say, oh, but there's nothing I can do. And your message is, yes, there is something you can do.
Sure.
Day by day, focus on those choices, unshackle from the chains, and look at what liberation can happen.